So somebody has actually bothered to try to figure out like where on a color wheel our different pigments would show up. So when you're learning to become familiar with the paints that we're going to be using in this class, at least at the beginning of the semester for the colors theory components, you can know right away that, first of all, we got big gaps. We don't have very many good bridge colors between blue and red. Our violets are suspect. And you can also see that we're going to have more than one color in a hue category because of the way in which they're going to react in mixture. So ultramarine blue is a very good blue, but it does lean ever so slightly more towards red than does, say, cerulean blue, where I want to have something that's a little bit greenish. So if I'm mixing a green, cerulean might work better, but if I'm mixing a purple, cerulean is probably not going to be my friend. Conversely, ultramarine, leaning warmer, is going to give me something that could turn into a purple, but might not make the kind of green that I want. It's going to depend on what you're trying for. So before we leave the color wheel, we want to have one more definition that I've been using this whole time because I'm pretty sure you already knew it, but complementary colors are those colors that are equidistant on the color wheel. They're basically as far apart from one another as they can be. In our class, functionally, every color on the color wheel has a complement, but if I talk about the complement of red-violet being yellow-green, then it sounds like I just named pretty much every color there is. So we're going to pay most attention to the complementary color pairs that are the primaries and the secondaries. So the complement of red is green. Easy to remember because of the religious significance of Christmas. We've got yellow has the complement of violet, which you can remember because it shows up on all the Easter decorations, so it's still religious. And we've got blue versus orange for the complementary color pair that represents the Broncos, the dominant religion here in Colorado. Now, what we have then is we can think about how those colors are going to be the opposite of each other. And when we mix them, the subtractive color mixing is going to happen even faster. They're going to get in a big old fight because blue is as not orange as it is possible to be. And so if I try to just mix them together, I'm not going to get a very clean color. I'm going to get one that has a lot of subtractive color happening. I'm going to lose intensity of color. All right, we're going to pick it up with some more terms in another video, but what are our big takeaways from this? Our big takeaways are that everything you've learned so far is a lie. Primary colors are what we use to mix everything else. Secondary colors are the result of two primary colors. Intermediate colors are the result of a primary and an adjacent secondary. And tertiary colors, a completely separate thing, show up when you mix two secondary colors. Complements are as far apart from each other as they can possibly be. If I'm mixing light, I am mixing RGB in an additive color system. If I'm mixing paint, I'm probably mixing red, yellow, and blue as my primaries in a subtractive color system. Or if I'm using a printer or process colors, then I'm probably using CMYK. It's still subtractive, but I have fewer problems with the schmutziness than I would if I was using red, yellow, and blue.